guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how I refresh dirty, greasy, 4-day-old hair like this right here. As you can tell, my hair is looking really gross. There's definitely some dandruff chunks in it and it's really greasy. I had a sweaty workout at the gym today and yesterday. And today's Thursday and I washed my hair on Monday and curled it on Tuesday. So I haven't really brushed it or recurled it since then. So it's just kind of looking like a hot mess right now. Plus I've been obviously sleeping and wearing it up in a ponytail at the gym. So I'm going to show you how I refresh it and make it look like it's a little bit cleaner and not as nasty. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this IGK Trust Issues Instant Scalp Rebalancing Treatment. And I think I've talked about this on my channel before. This is like my favorite hair product at the moment. It's super amazing. It's not a dry shampoo. This is just an instant scalp rebalancing treatment that's supposed to moisturize instantly and leaving dry, irritated scalps soothed, refreshed, and hydrated. But I use this because sometimes I get a lot of product buildup in my hair, particularly from dry shampoo, because I basically use dry shampoo every day since I only wash my hair basically every 4 or 5 days. So I get a lot of buildup and that kind of tends to dry out my scalp. And if you saw those little bit of like dandruff flakes in my hair, it starts to kind of cause my scalp to get a little peely and nasty. But I find that this really just refreshes my hair and kind of brings it back to center because my hair is greasy, but it's also all kind of dried out and nasty. And as you can tell, my roots are really grown out and my natural hair is really fine and oily naturally. And then my ends are a little bit like drier, obviously, and color treated. So I find that this just rebalances everything and makes just my whole head feel better. So I'm just going to go ahead and like spray this into all of my roots. And I really like to concentrate quite a bit like up here and around the crown and the front of the head because this is where my hair is going to be parted and where it's kind of going to show. And then for me, I tend to spray some back here on my neck as well because I like to put my hair up in a ponytail a lot. So if you're planning to wear your hair down, then you can just skip that. But for me, I tend to start with my hair down and usually tie it up like at some point throughout the day. So I like to get back there because when you tie it up, you don't want it to look super greasy on the back of your head. So anyway, I have that kind of sprayed all over and now I'm just going to take my fingers, and this has like a nice cooling feeling, but I'm just going to rub it in just like you would with the dry shampoo. Okay, so I've really rubbed this IGK product into my hair quite a bit, and I wanted to note that I haven't, like I said, I haven't brushed my hair at all since basically the first day that I washed, and then the second day, I guess, when I curled it, I brushed it a little bit, but I haven't brushed it, and I don't brush it before I do this because just rubbing my scalp and everything kind of just makes my hair all tangly and knotty anyway, and personally, I have very fine, naturally super straight hair, so I want to get as much volume as possible. If you like have hair that you need to brush, obviously you know the texture of your hair better, you might need to brush it before doing this and after, but I try not to because I'm just going for that messy, voluminous bedhead look, so I kind of try to keep as much body as possible, and I find that brushing it just like really flattens it back out. But if I do brush it, for example, or if I do want to brush it, for example, if I'm like wearing my hair straight and not curly like this and it's 4th day hair, then I'll definitely brush it with my wet brush, and I have the one that has boar bristles in it so that it kind of helps distribute the oils from the roots to the end. Any sort of like boar bristle type brush really helps with that because then it kind of helps bring the oils down a little bit. But for me today, I'm just going to go ahead and fluff it up, and now that we're done with that, I want to show you a few more products that I use. So first off, I'm going to kind of find my part, which is already kind of naturally coming out there. You can see where my hair was parted before. So there it is, and my hair is still looking crazy and nasty. But the next thing I'm going to do, this would be the step when I would add any extra dry shampoo if needed. So for example, today my hair is looking just like really pretty greasy, so I'm just going to add a little bit more, and right now I'm using my Bumble and Bumble Pret powder. You can use any dry shampoo that you really like. This is just the one that I have at the moment that's working really well for me. And once you kind of have that squirted on, once again, you guys know how to use dry shampoo, or just rub that in too. But I like to find my part first so that I know like where I'm going to need the most dry shampoo because this is the part that's going to be showing. And right here is where I don't want it to look greasy because that's kind of the top of my head where people are definitely going to see. Okay, now, if my hair gets a little too tangly like it is here at the top, you can see it just kind of looks really ratty. Instead of going in with a brush, I'm going to go in with my wide tooth comb, which is just pretty much like my favorite hair tool at the moment. And I'm just going to kind of lightly brush through. You can totally skip this if you want to go for a messier bedheady look, but just the tops there can start to look a little ratty. So I'm just lightly brushing and that's it. I'm not going to do any more because I don't want to flatten out my curls. Like I said, my hair will tend to go really straight. but we're going to make it look a little bit more curly again. So first step before that though is I'm going to use this. This is the Verb Ghost Dry Oil. And something like this I highly recommend if your hair stinks. So for example, I worked out and got super sweaty the last 2 days, so I mean, my hair doesn't really smell, but I'm just always kind of paranoid about that. And this is really nice because it's a conditioning and smoothing oil, but it's not too heavy. So like I said, I have color treated hair that's a little bit drier on the ends than it is like on the crown. So I'll just go ahead and spray this through just to kind of refresh it. And it brings like a little bit of shine back to the hair, but nothing too crazy. I just find that it makes my hair look a little like less ratty and just more kind of smooth and healthy. It doesn't get too like greasy or weigh my hair down though. But if you have like even drier hair, use like a full-on serum. This is one that I have at the moment. This is the 11 Smooth and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. If my hair is looking really dried out and gnarly on the ends, I'll take a little bit of this and run it through as well. But I like that dry oil because the smell is really nice and it kind of helps make my whole hair feel just like it smells better and a little bit more refreshed. Okay, and the final step is going to be a texture spray. So this is a lot of products and you can definitely skip this step if you have like thicker hair that's gonna hold your curl a little better. But I don't like to reapply hairspray at all throughout the week. Like after the first day that I curl my hair, I hairspray it then, and then that's it. And then it kind of, my curls hold pretty well. So I like to go in with this Kristin S Dry Finish Working Texture Spray. And I really like this. I've mentioned this on my channel as well before because it's not too sticky of a texture spray. I find that some texture sprays are really gritty, and then when you run your fingers through it or even try to fluff it up, I can just feel strands of my hair snapping just because it's so gritty and sticky, and I don't like that. This is a dry finish one, so it's like a lot drier and just doesn't give my hair that like icky, sticky feeling. But I find that this kind of helps my curls come back out and kind of gives me any texture back from like any that the brushing would have taken out. And I don't do too much of it. That's really it, really like 4 sprays. But I kind of hold my hair up and then spray it as you saw, just so that I can kind of get some volume going. And then my final step will just be kind of to like pinch up the roots a little bit to kind of make the volume come back through. And then once again, if there's any like thing too ratty, I'll kind of go back over it with the comb just to kind of smooth it out. And now I'm just gonna kind of play with it until it like looks how I want it to look. I'll just kind of twirl it around with my fingers. Make sure it doesn't look too gnarly. And I'll try to give you guys like a close-up of the roots. So my roots, I think, really don't look that greasy. For a 4th day hair, when I've worked out every day since washing my hair and gotten pretty sweaty, I think it's looking pretty good. As you can tell, this is kind of like a messy bedhead look. If you wanted like a more refined, like pretty curl, you could definitely retouch some pieces and recurl it to make it look a little bit more perfect, but I kind of like the messy bedhead beachy vibe. Okay, and this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and seen my tips and tricks for refreshing 4th day super greasy hair. I'll list all these products that I used in the description box down below. Please comment if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching.